I've had some public feuds in the past, so I'm doing everything in my power to avoid public feuds in the future, because my public feuds haven't worked out for me too well. If I could have been in any band ever, what band would that have been and when? I'd pick Led Zeppelin, 1973. It's a toss-up, because like Motley Crue, 87 would also be pretty great. Paul Verhoeven's Starship Troopers. Ah, boy, this is one of these sort of terrible questions that, like, no matter how I answer it, I'm just gonna come off like a douchebag. I've never really figured out how to turn public figure stuff like DJing into having a sex life. Like, I know other people know how to do it, I'm just not bright enough to know how to do that. Don Rickles would be a good name, but that name was taken. Percy Weasels. A long time ago, I was very, very poor, and I was living in an abandoned factory. I was walking down the street, and it was raining, and I saw this guy. He'd had like a piece of pizza on a white paper plate, and he went to eat it, and it fell off into the gutter. And I saw him walk away from it, and I ran up to it and sort of like dripped it off and ate the pizza out of the gutter. It's also worth saying that before that happened, I had a full head of hair.
My question for Moby is, do you always play Scrabble on the iPad with your shoes off and the airplane pillow delicately under your feet? I sat across the aisle from him on a plane once.
I prefer Lexulus. Oh boy, why am I even saying this? Because you get 8 tiles, but you still get a bingo if you use 7. And so you generally get much better bingos and more frequent bingos. It's one of the few things in my life that doesn't make me nervous, so I don't need a pre-show ritual. If someone asked me to cool it, I mean, I'm already kind of like quiet and boring, so how could I cool it? So maybe someone would just be offended by my very presence, and I'd just be like, The original couple of elements sort of combined as stars, and almost every other element on the periodic table of element came from these like star furnaces. So, but I can't remember molybdenum. Molybdenum. Is that it? It's like MOLYBDENUM. Okay, Pol Pot, because I'm just really curious as to how someone like Pol Pot, a genocidal dictator, thought it was a good idea to kill off 30 or 40% of the people in his country. He would agree to it because he could come back from the dead and come to LA in 2013 and experience the internet and maybe go for a swim.